So it was 2 years prior to the murder.
Yes, ma'am.
And in 2006, were you contacted by detectives in reference to the murder?
Yes, ma'am.
And at that time, you never told them in 2006 or 2007 about this incident that happened in the room, did you?
No, I don't recall that time at all.
Is there anything that was special recollection whether or not you told the detectives anything about this?
Objection, objection.
Do you recall or not?
I don't believe I told him.
I want to talk about what you call the second incident. You were in the dorm room with Patricia Jr. You testified that this began as a friendly game of slap boxing, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Culture. People who slap box with each other are pretty close. Generally. Isn't that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you that close to Mr. Jones ever?
I was there as a friend, a teammate. I never had any issues with him. We were cool.
Were you close?
I was close to Brian, Eric, a few people, we weren't close, we didn't hang out every day, if that's what you're asking. With Brian, I was hanging out with Walker, I was my best friend.
But you didn't get that, Mr. Jones?
No,
Okay, and so you're saying that you slap box with Mr. Jones?
yes, ma'am.
And you said that it started off with both of you laughing?
Yeah, which is fine.
And this unit was in the room?
Yes, you was.
And this is a dorm room, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
About 10 feet by 10 feet?
I don't know.
What do you think? I think your testimony was that she was to the right of you.
Yes, she was.
So she was right there by you.
In the room, yes, to the right.
And you said that pointed a gun at you.
Yes, ma'am.
But you didn't know what kind of gun it was because at that time you didn't know what, you had not seen a gun.
I didn't know, type of style of gun, or making my own gun.
And you say that when he pointed this gun at you, your testimony, I believe, today was that he put it back in his pocket.
Yeah, he concealed it.
And you don't know where he put it. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, at that time, I was more frightened than anything. So I wasn't too sure. I was just glad that it was now no longer pointed at me.
In fact, you gave a sworn statement in reference to it. Is that correct?
That's right.
And in that sworn statement, you said that. How far was the gun from you?
I'd say approximately about 2 miles.
And it's your testimony that when this happened, Ms. Dumas didn't see it and didn't hear it.
She didn't see it. Didn't hear it. I don't know if she heard it. Yeah.
But she never said anything to you.
Correct.
And the motherly type figure that she was, she would have said something that y'all need to do better or y'all need to stop this or something.
Yes, if she would have saw it. Yes.
So that led you to believe that she did not see what he did.
Correct.
You didn't report that to the coaches, did you?
No, I didn't.
And you didn't report that to the University of Miami Police Department, did you? In fact, the first time that you disclosed this was 17 years later.
This was,
I believe it was the detectives to go here. And that was in 2021, correct?
I don't recall.
I'm sorry?
I don't recall what year it was, because yes, I spoke with the facility and informed them of the incident.
Do you remember, where you were when you disclosed it?
We've met multiple times, I'm not sure.
Do you remember, meeting with him at your workplace?
Yes, I recall him coming to the department.
And had you met with him before that?
I can't recall. Like I said, it's been, a long time since I've been a detective. I can't remember exactly when detective still is.
Okay, so it is your testimony that you could have disclosed this prior to the 17 years?
I'm stating that I met with Detective Stover, he spoke to me and asked me about the incidents, and I informed him of it.
So my question to you, sir,
Yes, ma'am?
is did you reveal to anyone in your testimony that you revealed this to any detective prior to the 17 years that passed since the murder and when this came out?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you reveal it to?
I don't remember the detective's name.
When did you reveal it?
I'm not sure. Every one of these statements have been sworn statements, correct? So all this is documented.
So looking at your one statement, help you with the date that you told Detective Segovia about?
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Statement November 11th.
The murder happened in 2006, and you told Detective Segovia about this in this one statement in 2021. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You said that you were close to Eric Monroe, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You never told him about that incident, did you?
Yes, you know,
Mr. Monroe, you know the gun incident?
at some point in time,
When you talked about it with Detective Segovia?
no, not before.
So
No.
my question, maybe I was confusing.
Okay.
At the time of the incident, you didn't call Eric Monroe about the issue.
No, not really.
In fact, you didn't tell anyone about it. Is that correct?
No, I didn't.
I just want to be very clear too. When you said in the first incident that you went outside when Mr. Panda was outside on the phone because you wanted him not to be at the dorm or you wanted him to stay overnight with your friend Erica,
Yeah, I was on the phone.
you called Erica.
Yes, I called.
Okay. You were saying that Mr. Panda was not on the phone?
I don't know if he was on the phone. I'm referencing what I did when I was making calls and giving him some respect.
At that time, Mr. Panda lived off campus, isn't that correct?
I'm sure he did.
And now, I want to call your attention to what you classified as the third incident.
Okay.
You testified that there was a fight between you and Mr. Jones in the locker room, correct? You said that he was insensitive when you approached him about comments that had been made to your girlfriend at the time.
Yes, ma'am.
It was you that approached him.
Yes, sir.
It was you that hit him.
Yes.
It was you that was called into the.
Do you have any special requests with your hair, or?
Just that I need to put it in like a bun for work, so I don't want it to be too full.
Okay. Okay, got you. That's the good thing. It's like super light. You know what I mean? And you're getting the body wave, so it'll be super easy to put up.
Okay. But I want my edges different.
Okay. Like what you had out for your
Yeah.
before. Okay. She being weird.
driver bails out of the wreck and takes off running. But there's something this fugitive didn't count on.
Me being a canine unit, I released a police dog to try to apprehend him.
Horton lets loose 85 pounds of snarling German Shepherd. Hounded by the canine, the suspect runs right into the street.
He didn't see the sheriff's car coming. He turns around and runs right into the hood of the car. The attention of the suspect was on the dog so much that when he ran right from the side of the sheriff's car and knocked himself to the ground. Actually stunned himself enough where a sheriff's deputy and one of our other officers grabbed him.
Once under arrest, the man gives his intoxicated rationale for this outrageous ride.
Yeah, it was kind of amusing to see him bounce off the tree he never saw coming. He deserved it.
In the end, this drunken runner was charged with DUI and resisting arrest.
Water? Let me see. I don't think we have any more. Candace, we don't have any more water, do we? No, I'm sorry.
Female bandits wreak havoc on the streets and get stomped by the highway patrol. When most jump, high-speed pursuits continues.
It's not just what you do for your heart, it's how you talk to it. Yes, honey, you are powerful. Cheerios, made with whole grain oats and a whole lot of heart.
It matters when a new medication has you a little unsure. So the side effects are minimal. But know you can always count on someone who is. Where you get your medicine matters.
What's wrong? Has she used non-issue? Like a leg razor?
You need the Venus Pubic Razor too. It's designed for thicker hair and thinner skin. Its anti-irritation barrier helps safeguard your skin from ingrowns and bumps. A better pubic shave is here. My Skin by Way Venus.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Man, he's really flying.
Chopper cameraman Rick Nelson tracks down a runaway suspect on the interstate.
Going south.
We just got a call saying there was a police chase at 400. He was moving, doing about 100, 110.
Nelson has no idea that he's about to witness one of the most tragic and violent pursuits ever caught on tape. The man's crime? Passing a bad check.
Forgery. That just seems incomprehensible that forgery would be running that fast and risking your life and everybody else's life.
Ground units try to keep up with the suspect, but they can't match his reckless pace. The man clips a construction barrel, nearly losing control. But instead of slowing, he guns it.
You just can't control a vehicle at that rate speed. You're gonna hit something.
The driver takes a ramp toward a busy freeway interchange. It's the last mistake he'll ever make.
Just shot. It was really a horrific wreck. Clipped the rear end of another small vehicle. Just threw him across the freeway. He was ejected as he hit the wall. He went out the window, over to about the second lane of 285. It just was unbelievable.
By the time cruisers arrive, there's only a cloud of dust. Officers rush to the man's aid. But there's nothing they can do for him. It's one of the grimmest scenes they've ever had to secure. Their only solace is that it could have been much, much worse.
He was the only injury in the whole event. The thought that nobody else was injured was amazing, absolutely stunning.
It's a frightening accident that Rick Nelson will never forget.
To risk that kind of life in your life, it's just not worth it.
Chickasaw County, Mississippi. Two teenagers wanted in a methamphetamine case speed south at 100 miles an hour.
They're running as fast as their car would go, from lane to lane, around cars. If their car would ran 500 miles an hour, they'd ran 500 miles an hour in their car.
Suddenly, the meth-mad teens go head-on with a pickup. A close brush with death. Too close. The deputy has seen enough.
I called the dispatch and advised them that I was going to have to stop the pursuit if that knocker was going to kill somebody.
Up ahead, deputies are about to lay down spikes. The driver spots them. He whips the wheel. And then, disaster. Watch closely. The speeding car nearly smashes into a deputy on the side of the road.
Their escape route was minimal.
In a radical wreck, the vehicle flips 9 times. Harmon fears the worst.
I expected to find 2 dead people.
Amazingly, the drug-crazed rebels are still alive. The teenagers are taken into custody. There's enough evidence to send the driver to prison for 15 years. Speed kills. But fortunately, these Mississippi meth heads are off the road for good. Toledo, Ohio. Cops can't believe what they're seeing. A wanted man is trying to make a getaway in a family RV. And he's driving his massive motorhome like a Maserati. "35-year-old Timothy Cook jumped bail on an assault charge and stole his uncle's rig. The RV picks up speed, veers across lanes, and outmaneuvers a squadron of cruisers. Cops decide there's only one way to bring it to a halt. Flatten the tires. The spikes are set up at an intersection. The RV swerves right and dodges the trap.
I don't think they got him. We can get somebody out of the drive.
More spikes are set out. This time, they hit home.
Looks like the flames are going up.
Shredded tires fly into the path of police cruisers.
We've only got one tire in the that tire are out.
Then a shower of sparks and flames.
It's on fire. We're going to be fire out here.
It's now a massive rolling fuse. The RV could explode at any second. Without warning, the streaking comet dives off the road. 2-ton fireball roars down a boat ramp and plunges into a river. The RV renegade is pulled from the water and taken into custody. Fortunately, his desperate run from the law went down in flames. Coming up, when a skillful wheeler outdrives the police, it takes a foot chase to bring him down. But first, a drunk driver crashes at a roadblock and ejects his passenger face first to the asphalt. Plus, a maniac in a Mustang is hammered off the road, but it takes a fleet of cruisers to nail him for good. When most shock, high-speed pursuits returns.
A message from CSL Therapy. You may have seen a commercial for Hizentra immune globulin subcutaneous human 20% liquid, approved to treat primary immunodeficiency, PI, in patients 2 years and older. To ensure there's no confusion regarding the risks and benefits of Hizentra, we're providing additional clarification. Hizentra replaces immunoglobulin, IG, for those patients with PI whose immune system isn't functioning properly. Hizentra does not cure PI or make a person immune to all germs around them. It's important to know that blood clots can occur with immunoglobulin products, including Hizentra. If you are at high risk for blood clots, your healthcare provider will prescribe accordingly and monitor for clotting events. Do not use Hizentra if you are allergic to any of the ingredients, have too much protein in your blood, or if you are IgA deficient with antibodies to IgA. Hizentra is made from human blood. The risk of transmission of infectious agents, including viruses, cannot be eliminated completely. Learn more at Hizentra.com or ask your healthcare provider.
Fort St. Joe, Florida. Deputy Tony Yowell tries to pull over an intoxicated car thief in a stolen pickup. But this drunk is also a junkie for speed.
I see the guy good. We got guns that turns around and then we head back toward the beach.
Deputy Yowell wants to end this chase before it reaches crowded streets. But landing the pickup isn't an option. The drunken thief has an innocent passenger in the cab.
I wanted it to end, but then I didn't want to put anyone else in danger.
Instead, they set a trap for him. Traffic has been pulled off the road and spikes are down. The driver spots them too late and makes a disastrous move.
He jerks the vehicle real hard to the right to try to avoid the spike strips. All I could think of was, oh Lord, he's hurt somebody.
Yowell races around the truck to secure the driver.
He started going out the passenger door. He was trying to get out of the vehicle and run.
Another officer rushes in to help control the belligerent suspect. He's finally taken into custody. That's when Deputy Yowell spots the passenger, thrown lifeless on the blacktop.
Face down, he was just motionless, with his arms stretched out.
Signal 7, a fatality. Yowell fetches a tarp.
Got a yellow blanket and was on my way to cover him up.
That's when this grave situation takes a miraculous turn. Deputy Yowell is stunned by what he sees.
55 one we thought was 7 is not
We thought he was dead. When we got there, he was moaning.
Where you hurt at? Your neck? We got somebody.
We called the ambulance to him. He was in serious trouble.
Incredibly, no one is killed in the other vehicles either. It's an amazing outcome that the driver, handcuffed in the cruiser, is just now beginning to appreciate.
You know what it is? No, sir. You driving? Yes, I'm hurt. What you running for? I'm scared, man. I'm alcoholic. I'm scared, bro.
A few days later, the driver goes before a judge.
He walked in and said, "I'm guilty. Go ahead and put me in prison." He didn't even fight it.
He's just lucky that the charges for this alcoholic rampage didn't include manslaughter.
He's doing about 70.
Del City, Oklahoma.
This guy's got me doing circles all over the place.
A man in a Mustang charges out of a neighborhood and cuts through a grassy field. Passing a semi, he nearly runs head-on into a red pickup. The driver spots an on-ramp and takes this breakneck chase to the busy freeway.
This is I-240, and he's going to get on the highway here.
He accelerates to 110 miles an hour. Ramming him at high speed will be risky, but officers have to take that chance.
Oh, just coming out. The highway patrol just coming out. As you can see, he's spinning there.
He's propelled down the road like a pinball, but still won't stop. Another try. And it's over.
That's some good driving.
The tenacious cops finally take him out with extreme force. A dozen squad cars surround the suspect.
Go, go, go!
The 25-year-old menace is taken to the police station, where he'll have a lot of explaining to do. Anaheim, California.
100 miles an hour? Guys, really falling now.
A man behind the wheel of a stolen SUV leads officers on a high-octane chase.
He's gonna run out of freeway. Look at him, he's just threading the needle in and out of traffic. Unbelievable.
The driver is fast, unpredictable, and nearly impossible to catch. He speeds through a crosswalk with no regard for helpless pedestrians. Cops are forced to take drastic action.
Here we go, pit maneuver. Let's see if it brings this to an end. And it doesn't.
Another cop races in for a second hit.
They try to hit him again. They miss again.
But up ahead, an unexpected roadblock.
He's got a train here blocking his way.
The driver slams the brakes and makes a rubber-shredding right turn. Then he tries to shake the cops by doubling back.
And it looks like he's going to go across the median here again.
Unfortunately, the smash-up isn't enough to keep the man from making a fast break.
And he's out and he's going to make a run for it.
But his footwork isn't as slick as his driving.
Looks like his pants are falling down there just a little bit.
He darts into a parking lot, where Sergeant Chris Rusin cuts him off with a crushing takedown.
My first instinct was to push him down, but just prior to me contacting him, he spun on me and took a fighting stance. So I just lunged underneath his arms and threw him to the ground.
This Hellraiser's next ride will be in the back of a squad car.
Coming up.
We've been in and out of traffic
keep 100.
Police stay hot on the heels of a pair of shoe thieves, then slam the door on their daring getaway.
Okay, I got him.
Plus, the nighttime eye in the sky hunts down a gang of outlaws,
What do you gotta do?
while cops on the ground reel them in. Then, a carjacker's wrong-way flight from justice ends in a pulverizing crash. Next, on Most Shocking High-Speed Pursuits.
Traction that counts. Warmth on demand. Comfort that expands. Welcome to the Genesis GB70 and GB80. Select owners can lease the GB70 for $429 per month or get 2.99% APR. Exclusively at your Valley Genesis retailer.
And since you're new to H&R Block, we'll go through your tax returns from the past 3 years for any money your last guy might have missed.
Wait, I could get money back from last year?
And even the year before that. It's just something we like to do for free for anyone who switches to H&R Block.
So if my last guy messed up, you could find it?
Yeah, we go through it all. This one time, I scored a client.
Now that's a slam dunk.
Never misses.
Don't leave money on the table. Switch to H&R Block and get a free second look review. Only at H&R Block.
Memphis, Tennessee. A carjacker and his girlfriend are on the run in a stolen Honda.
Chase is now westbound on Winchester here, Tower.
2 police units close in.
This guy's headed right to the airport.
Then, without warning, the fleeing driver blasts across the median. It's a suicide run into oncoming traffic.
Oh.
Innocent drivers are suddenly caught in the crosshairs of a speeding juggernaut.
Man, I got a bad feeling about this one.
With nowhere to run.
This is bad. This is bad. Oh, no! Looks like they have just crashed out.
The criminals plow into a packed sedan.
Oh, no!
Both cars traveling at more than 60 miles an hour. Flames erupt from the mangled wreckage. Greg Johnson is working in his salvage business on the nearby corner.
I looked out my window and see what was going on. 2 cars collided with each other. My heart was just pumping. Then I saw the fire, so I ran back inside and grabbed the fire extinguisher. And I was thinking to myself, you know, this car could blow up any second.
Greg's heroism prevents the flames from spreading. 3 people survive the megaforce of the violent collision. The carjacker is one of them. But his female accomplice doesn't make it. Fortunately, after all the close calls, no other lives are lost in this devastating pursuit.
This is bad. This is bad. Oh, no!
Seminole, Florida. A police chopper's infrared camera allows officers to see everything under the cover of darkness.
Northbound Airport Boulevard.
Tonight, it catches a purse snatcher and his accomplices trying to outrun the cops. Sergeant James Ingram is right on their tail.
During a pursuit, I always feel that my life is in danger. I mean, that comes with the job.
Ingram guns the gas and gains on the felons. He rams the bumper. And spins the pickup off the road. The truck narrowly misses a power pole and disappears behind a wall of dust. A closer look shows one of the crooks being thrown out of the truck. His buddies try to run. They jump over his crumpled body, but are quickly taken down by the cops.
There were so many deputies involved that the guys had no avenue to escape.
And no chance of ditching the evidence.
During the pursuit, I actually observed a purse, a dark colored purse, being thrown out the passenger side window.
The police send a message. In their part of town, justice is never blind. Up next, a car thief leads police on a deadly run through the Hollywood Hills, only to crash and burn. Then, a drunken lunatic loses control and launches into a bone-jarring rollover. Your most shocking high-speed pursuit continues. If it plugs into your wall and feeds off your electrons, then it owes you something in return. Because the greatest measure of an automobile is how it makes you feel. Hollywood, California. Police are in a blazing pursuit with a man driving a stolen SUV. And he could be packing heat.
LAPD believe they've got an armed and dangerous suspect. That's why they started this in the first place. Part of the break, suspect sees a cross traffic. Oh, he almost gets hit.
Just when it looks like cops might nab him,
Now he's boxed in. He's gonna have to go around that car.
he takes the chase off-road.
Southbound on the curb. And there's a pedestrian right there.
The suspect nearly runs over two civilians on the sidewalk. Then the road warrior makes a run for the hills and into LA's most expensive neighborhood, the exclusive hillside estates of Mulholland Drive. The crazed driver amps up the danger by cutting his lights.
He's blacked out now. Blacked out. No lights on that car.
He flies down the mountain, hitting blind curves in the pitch black.
Very dangerous because it's so dark up there. Why do you keep on your roads up in those hills?
There's a hairpin turn straight ahead, but he never sees it.
Oh, it's losing control there. It's the guardrail. And the car can overturn.
He enters the turn too fast, slams a hill, and flips.
The car overturned. Oh, it's on fire. The suspect is trapped inside.
The engine ignites. The gas tank could blow at any second. But police risk their own lives to save the man they fear is armed.
They're gonna try to get him out of that car before it completely burns. Come on now, come on now, come on.
The suspect is cuffed and later booked. His night of blazing through Hollywood streets has come to a full stop. A late-night car chase on the back roads of Decatur, Alabama.
17 northbound, subject 024.
A suspected truck driver sneaks across the yellow line. The intoxicated passenger tosses empty bottles from the window. Trooper Mark Weisner keeps pace, but on these dark country roads, a chase can go bad in a hurry.
I'm very concerned this driver is going to hurt some innocent person.
To his surprise, the truck pulls into a driveway. It looks like he's going to give up.
No.
But the boozer has no intention of surrendering. The driver punches the gas and peels out. Weisner spots a sharp curve ahead. A death trap at these harrowing speeds.
We're traveling at 90 miles an hour. I see that there's another vehicle ahead of him, and I notice that he's still not going to slow down for the curve.
The trooper can only watch as the disaster unfolds. The drunk driver slams a pickup and flips. 8 neck-snapping rolls. The headlights reveal a horrifying sight. The passenger is violently thrown from the twisted wreckage.
When I saw the vehicle go off the road, somebody had to be hurt, if not killed.
Weisner discovers the man lying motionless in the grass. He's still alive. His head only inches away from being crushed.
If the truck had overturned one more time, the passenger would have been killed.
Incredibly, the drunk driver survives the violent rollover without a scratch. He's arrested and sentenced to 3 years. It's a small price to pay for a night of liquored-up lawlessness that nearly cost his life.
I've seen some bad wrecks, but this is the worst wreck I've ever witnessed.
Coming up, 2 women on the run are taken for a record-breaking ride. When most shocking, high-speed pursuit continues.
Want to go to Burger King?
Kids don't need much to feel like royalty, and right now it costs even less. There are other kids meals, but only this one crowns you both. The Burger King Kids Meal, $3.99 for a limited time.
Hey, when will we film this?
It's done.
Yeah, we used AI. If we're gonna do a partnership with Long Breeze, we'll just tell people it's really good.
Quite good. That's
That is
good. Write it
easy.
down. Write it down.
Moving from the number 1 lane to the number 3 lane, we've been in traffic speed 100.
San Diego, California.
They were going 80 down.
Officer Brian Williams flies down a freeway in pursuit of 2 female robbery suspects.
She's passing vehicles in the center divide.
One driver, it's like one passenger, Thelma's Louise situation, you know, when we going to the Grand Canyon next.
Actually, the women are wanted for stealing merchandise from a shoe store.
She brought something out of the vehicle, throwing like paperwork or something out of the vehicle.
What is that? You know, it's not drugs, it's not money. They had stolen shoes. They're throwing shoes out the window. They got throwing shoes out the window.
It's a bizarre chase. But for Officer Williams, it's also deadly serious.
They were passing vehicles in the one by driving in the number 2 lane and driving on the shoulder and coming too close to people, and I thought, man, they're gonna crash. They keep driving like that. I don't want to get too close to them because they crash and I'm gonna get involved in the crash.
We're 30 seconds out.
Suddenly, the suspects rocket off the freeway.
Okay, taking Greenfield and...
Officer Rose sees his chance and goes for it.
Okay, PSP unit is pivoted at Greenfield.
The record-breaking pit maneuver brings the chase to a screeching halt. Williams grinds the getaway car with punishing force.
I know there's a wall across the street, it's happens to be about 300 feet across the street. So I push her all the way across Greenfield Drive. I can see the driver. I can see that she knew that she didn't have control of this pursuit anymore. I had the control of the pursuit.
Okay, she's out of the car, front level, get off her.
I knew it was over then. My plans had failed.
Thanks to the officers' daring action, the shoe bandits will be cooling their heels in jail. These are the incredible true life stories of law enforcement officers who risk their lives in a daily mission to protect and serve.
Ooh, a timeout! Incoming dishes! Doc! With Dawn Power Wash, he can fly through 99% of grease and grime in half the time. Oh my Gratian, look at him go! Yeah, Dawn Power Wash is unique. It absorbs grease with 3 cleaning boosters, removing it 5 times faster. Ooh, for Beak's sake, that was fast! And Power Wash can replace multiple cleaning products. Ooh, fumble recovery! Those suds got game. Dawn Power Wash, the better grease getter.
Tonight, criminals on the attack. Drug suspects open fire on an officer and leave him for dead. Plus, gun-toting hoodlums storm a convenience shop, but the owner and his family fight back. And a cop makes a DUI stop, but he's ambushed by a boozing madman.
Back up, brother. Back up.
Then, Grayson robbers hit a pawn shop and retreat in a hail of gunfire. Later, an armed crook threatens a cashier until the manager serves up a stinging dose of justice. This is not a movie. Everything you're about to see is real. Brace yourself. This is the most shocking criminal behavior. Tyler, Texas.
Georgia, 1625, speed 21.
Trooper Stephen Stone pulls over a pickup on Rural Highway 31.
The speed limit drops down to 65 at night. When I checked them speeding, they were running 73.
Stone soon realizes there's more going on with these two men than just a lead foot.
Hey, I'm not told you though, you put it right here.
So I go back up there to shut the door. When I do that, I observe an open container of alcohol in the vehicle.
Give me that bottle.
Stone documents the evidence on camera.
That's what you think about. That's not you? You have any weapons on you, do you? No pocket knives, guns, anything like that? You got a pocket knife for where?
I'm not real comfortable the way he's acting. He won't look me in the eye. He's kind of talking down at the ground type deal.
Put it on the top of the
For his own safety, he pats down the driver.
What's this? What is that?
And he uncovers something suspicious.
And
it looked like a couple of latex gloves that had been tied at the wrist.
That's in there.
Clearly, it's time to make an arrest.
Okay, I got a bag full of drugs here.
But before he can put on the cuffs, his worst nightmare unfolds.
Make sure run back. You're under arrest. Get the bag. Get the bag. Get the bag.
My vision went black. I could feel myself blinking, but I could not see anything.
It happens in seconds. When the passenger distracts Stone, the driver pulls a hidden gun and shoots point blank.
When I did get my vision back, I was already in the ditch, looking up at the suspect shooting down at me. In my mind, every round they fired was actually striking my body.
The suspects empty their guns toward the screaming officer. Then they flee, leaving him bleeding from wounds to his shoulder and neck.
I didn't believe I was going to die right there in the ditch. I thought about my family. I wanted to live to see my little girl again.
Incredibly, Stone hangs on long enough to describe the purse. As rescue personnel head for the wounded officer, backup cruisers descend on the suspects. The manhunt closes in. But the gunmen aren't done trying to kill cops. And they've got an assault rifle.
PD officers received fire and had their vehicle struck by the suspects.
But their high-caliber escape comes to a crashing end.
The suspect vehicle actually wrecked out and hit another vehicle.
Cops swarm the overturned truck, securing the two men. Their brief but deadly reign of terror is over. But Deputy Stone is barely clinging to life.
3 rounds struck me in the neck. 2 rounds struck me in the chest, and 1 round went in the left side of my back and came out the top of my shoulder.
They're brutal injuries that might have been worse, if not for his bulletproof vest. Stone's would-be killers are brought to justice. The driver receives life in prison. His partner faces a minimum of 70 years.
Man, it was the scariest thing I've ever had to experience in my life. I am extremely, extremely lucky to be alive.
Beach Island, South Carolina. A convenience store is about to come under attack. 3 armed men storm the premises, and these guys are pros. One crook covers the door. Another subdues the customers. The third heads where the real money is, the back office. The robbery catches owner Mary Todd completely by surprise.
I was crocheting. I love to crochet, and that's what I do in my spare time. All of a sudden, I heard a big bang. It sounded like a bomb on top of the building.
The door is locked, but Mary can see the thief through her window.
Every time he hit the door, it would bounce him back about 7 or 8 feet. And he'd get a running start and start again.
A cashier ducks the menacing aim of the cover man's pistol, pleading for her life. Another clerk sneaks a push of the alarm button, but help may not get there in time. Fortunately, Mary's got a .32 caliber backup plan.
I reach for my gun, which is on a rubber band on top of my Bible. I live by the Bible and I live by that gun. And I cocked it. And I waited for him to come through the door.
But the attacker can't break it down. The frustrated thieves argue among themselves. But Mary is listening to a very different voice.
My guardian angel said, Mary, Mary, shoot the window out.
The second robber heads for the back. As he approaches the door, Mary takes action. The gangsters race out even faster than they came in. The explosion of glass catches them all off guard. They flee empty-handed, their plans shot to pieces. What this criminal took as bad luck may have actually saved his life.
He did not know what was behind that door. So definitely his life would have been changed.
Mary's shot may have cost her a window, but that's a small price to pay to protect her staff and herself. Bradenton, Florida. Inside a local bank, a security camera captures convicted felon David Sovey at a teller window. The bank's about to be robbed, but not by him. It's the next customer in shades and a hat who's scheming to pull a heist.
He walked up to the teller lady, picked something out of his pocket, handed it to her.
David's criminal intuition spots trouble.
And I said, yeah, I think this guy's gonna rob the bank.
What this crook didn't count on was an ex-con who's now on the right side of the law.
I just jumped on him. He wasn't expecting it. He was not expecting it.
David takes the man down, then makes sure he hasn't committed a serious blunder.
I called out to the teller, hey, did he rob you? And the lady said, yeah.
The robber muscles his way back to his feet. David hangs on and drops him again, wrapping him in a clinch. He soon realizes he might be fighting for his very life.
He keeps on reaching for something in his waist, telling me he's going to shoot me and kill me.
As the bandit struggles, money scatters across the floor. David still holds tight.
The only thing that mattered to me was life, and I was wanting to stay alive, so I wrapped him up.
After an agonizing 5 minutes, police arrive. They quickly cuff the suspect and give a thank you to the exhausted vigilante. It turns out there is no weapon, just a punk who nearly got away with $3,000. He's now facing several years in jail, thanks to a former criminal who risked his life to fight crime.
Felt good to be noticed. Was doing something right.
Next, a video store clerk boldly stares down the barrel of a gun. Then gives the thug a face full of mace. And an unsuspecting officer suffers a sneak attack by a bottle-bashing drunk. Later, a cloaked robber battles a crime-fighting clerk armed with a mop. When most shocking, criminal behavior returns.
Not a mop.
Creating luxurious fragrances comes from the art of distilling a single scent from elevated ingredients. A scent that is now exclusively available on everything you put in the laundry. Unstoppable's Unlimited Collection. Add it to your wash and everything will smell divine.
Wish all laundromats smell this good.
Luxurious laundry scent beads for all-day fragrance so you can smell unstoppable.
Tampax Radiant gives you more
And spoiler alert, more leak-free periods than other tampons. They gently expand to fit. And only Tampax has a leak guard braid for built-in backup protection. Take that, leaks. You get a cleaner disposal with a clean seal wrapper. And a more comfortable insertion with a comfort grip. Need I say more? Tampax. Get radiant. Get more.
San Antonio, Texas.
We have here, we left in my house. I'll tell you what, I need to check your eyes right quick.
Deputy Stephen Wood administers a breathalyzer on a suspected drunk driver.
All you gotta do is you take a deep breath, you blow through the blow straw, just like you blow on under the coat. You know the drill, done this before? No, sir, I'm a criminal justice here.
The deputy expects the woman to be over the legal limit, but he never expects what happens next.
Back up, brother. Back up. Back up. Somebody better come get this guy before I put him down.
As Deputy Wood questions the driver, a stranger creeps up behind him.
When I turned to see what it was, that's when I put my hand up to block it. The guy was coming down at me with a beer bottle. And I knocked the bottle out of his hand.
The deputy draws his gun. But the man lurches forward.
Back up. Back up.
He's just seconds and inches from facing lethal force.
I was trying to do everything I could not to hurt this guy.
Somebody better come get this guy before I put him down.
If anybody knew this guy, it would be a good time to get him under control.
With no time to spare, a bar patron and the DUI suspect intervene. The deranged assailant is pushed back into the bar.
From outside, I could see both doors. I knew he couldn't go anywhere.
Deputy Wood waits for backup, still shaken by the assault.
Having somebody attack you from behind is something you always hear about. Never really believe it's going to happen to you.
Fellow officers arrive, and the attacker is dragged out of the club.
And I think this man was just so far gone on the alcohol, he thought he could do no wrong. He still wanted to fight with us. He didn't want to cooperate.
His foolish decision to attack a cop was costly. The man is currently serving 13 years behind bars.
Take a deep breath and look.
As for the DUI suspect, she took advantage of the distraction to destroy the breathalyzer.
She took her foot and she started crunching down on top of the portable breath tester. Then she picked it up and she pulled the battery and the wiring out of it.
She's arrested for driving while intoxicated and tampering with evidence. Deputy Wood is living proof that officers are never safe while out on the beat.
Back up, brother. Anybody can be your worst nightmare. As long as you keep that in mind, you always stay on your toes, you always stay ready, and hopefully you always come home at night.
New York City. Two thieves brandishing weapons invade a convenience store. They flaunt their firepower and bark orders.
Sorry, I keep stealing you.
It's okay. I think it's two of them because I had got another one. Okay.
But there's only a few dollars.
Okay.
The crook is desperate. He threatens to kill the owner and his wife. Behind the counter, the owner suddenly tackles the robber. His wife screams in terror. The gunman panics, wildly aiming his rifle across the counter. A third family member emerges, pelting the armed robber with anything he can grab. The hoodlum pleads with his partner.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in.
Finally, the terrifying ordeal is over. The criminals had the guns. But it was the family who had the guts to fight for their lives. San Jose, Brazil. Taxi drivers have been terrorized by a mother. So cabbies decide to take matters into their own hands. A vigilante squad goes into action. There's a tip the culprit is hiding in this building. Suddenly, they find their man. This is the thug who beat and robbed a driver just hours ago. Now, it's payback time. He begs for mercy. Finally, a cop pulls a gun. The mother is bloody, but he's still conscious. He's had a bitter taste of Brazilian street justice. Las Vegas, Nevada. James Kiley is working graveyard at a local video store. He watches a man enter and head toward the counter. What James sees next is 6 inches of cold steel.
I looked down, I gave him a pistol pointed right at my stomach. I was kind of, startled. And he says, move over to the register.
James has a bad feeling that this could be more than just a robbery.
The thought went through my mind, if I comply, would he shoot me anyway?
If he's going to die, it won't be without a fight. The crazed robber bashes James upside the head with the butt of his gun. But the clerk strikes back.
I just put him over the counter. He went over head first.
The crook cracks his skull on the floor. James grabs a can of mace and blasts the intruder.
I just kept his blade right at his face, hoping that he wasn't going to be able to grab the gun and read him and start firing at me.
The gunman is neutralized by the blinding spray.
After about 5-10 seconds of firing at me, he said, "You got up. You know why you can't make it. That's enough."
The fellow escapes. The video clerk's brush with death lasts only seconds, but the night still haunts him.
It's changed my life because I think I'm a little more paranoid now.
Paranoid, but not afraid to put a criminal in his place. Coming up. An officer fights for her life when she tries to arrest a giant. Plus, gangsters invade a pawn shop, but are blown back by a hail of gunfire. And a female thief tries to get rich, but loses her shirt. Next on Most Shocking.
You too, bye.
Ooh, that's rough. At least with Safe Light, you can get that fixed any way you want. Any way I want.
Did your Uncle Troy go with you, Candy?
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he had met me up there around like 12:30.
Nice.
Yeah, and then
That's
we
perfect.
thought that they were doing like suspension work and stuff or whatever that is, but
Yeah.
they actually didn't.
Okay.
So he had looked over the paperwork and stuff. And also that place, I have a lifetime warranty with them
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they said if anything go wrong, even if it's like some paint or anything, then so that's
So they painted your bumper after they fixed it? Is that what they did?
painted my bumper.
Yeah, what did they paint?
I don't know.
Because why you got a paint warranty?
Just no, they said like just
Oh.
anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if anything just go wrong with my car, then I should just take it up there.
Okay.
Because I think my warranty with Kia
Mm-hmm.
is already expired.
Is it? What was it, like a 1 year or something?
But I don't believe that it was.
Because your car is brand new. It should have had like, yeah, like 60,000 miles or 6 years or whatever.
And when I go on my Kia app, it do say I have a warranty.
Okay.
For a lot of stuff, but every time I go to come back Kia, whenever something is wrong or something, like they always try to act like I don't have no warranty. And they called me not so long ago and said that my warranty expired. Did I want to renew it? I was like, you don't get to call me and ask me no stuff like that on this phone. I gotta answer yes or no right now.
Yeah. And it's $3,000.
Like what?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna let you know.
Right. I'm gonna have to get back with you on that.
These cold-blooded criminals were here for more than just a robbery. They aimed to kill.
They're gonna kill us first before they get anybody.
Steve's partner comes out of a back room with a rifle. He rushes to get a look at the getaway car. That's when Steve makes a terrifying discovery. Melissa has been hit.
I didn't realize until after everything happened. I could tell that with her posture, she was holding her neck and everything.
Blood is gushing from her throat. Steve does all he can to save her.
As I talked to the operator on 911, she told me some procedures to keep her from bleeding so much and put some paper towels on her neck.
Melissa suffers a direct hit from a shotgun blast. But thanks to Steve's cool under fire, she survives.
Steve saved my life. I know to this day that if Steve hadn't been here, I wouldn't be here today either.
The murderous suspects are still at large, but if they have any plans of returning to this pawn shop, Steve's armed and ready.
All three of us would probably been dead if I hadn't had that gun.
Holly Springs, Georgia. It's the worst mismatch since David and Goliath. Officer Julie Welch, 5'5" and 130 pounds, tries to arrest a 6'11" giant.
I could not get over how tall he was. I really remember thinking, what have I got myself into?
Officer Welch suspects the man is high on cocaine. She tries to talk him down. The suspect appears to cooperate. But in a matter of seconds, everything changes. Time for handcuffs. But this guy has the upper hand. And the element of surprise.
Because he's so tall and so far forward, I lost my breath.
The determined cop gives it all she's got. But she's no match for the towering suspect. Fortunately, a brave citizen comes to the rescue.
He'd been in the Wendy's drive-thru, which is right next to where we pull over. He asked me if I needed help, and I told him absolutely.
With his help, Officer Welch finally cuts the man down to size. He goes to jail.
I don't even want to think about what would happen if he got a hold of my weapon.
Officer Welch may be small in stature, but when she faced off with a giant, she came up big. Kansas City, Kansas. At a local convenience store, a scheming woman thinks she's going to line her pockets in a robbery, but she'll end up losing her shirt. She doesn't know that Omar Takow has a reputation as the fighting clerk. Last time someone held up Omar, he teed off on him with a golf club. And tonight, he's about to take another swing at crime. The woman fidgets at the counter. Then, she dives at Omar's cash drawer. But when the thief grabs at the bills, Omar snatches her shirt. Watch again.
Candace, have you had that Louisiana fried chicken on Indian School? It's good, huh?
What'd you get for dinner?
Chicken.
Oh, okay, I had the tenders. I ain't like it.
Oh, you didn't?
No, we gotta get the chicken.
I had the wings, yeah.
I might go get that right now.
Yeah. You say you're tired of eating what? Yeah. I know.
Next, a customer reaches for her wallet and pulls an 8-inch blade, sparking a furious life and death struggle.
You happy to have your car back?
Yeah.
And an angry driver picks a fight with a cop.
I still need to take that rental class
Gives the officer to take
Oh, you still got it?
because Troy said don't take it back before I went to go to see my car because just in case
Something wasn't right.
then I would have just been late for
Yeah.
and would have to contact the insurance again. See, they didn't give me a rental because I already took it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then I had to come to work after I had got my car. So
Okay. Oh, okay. Did the well, I'm sure they're gonna call you tomorrow because they're gonna want to know when you're bringing the car back, probably.
oh yeah. So I don't have a car until 2 p.m. So I'm taking it back in the morning.
Is it far from your house?
Yes.
Wow.
The Enterprise is in Scottsdale.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Like when I was
Together.
there, it was like 30-something.
Brenton can't stop
Yeah.
growing in the office fridge.
So dang, I need to
What has
see,
you worried?
I think you're making me mad.
But we can help you grow in your career.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
Maybe ain't gonna be at work because you work 6 to 3.
Use backup birth control that helps prevent pregnancy before it starts.
And you said you gotta be here at 2, huh?
Together, we've got this.
They don't have an option to or yeah, that or them come get it, or they drop you back off, or they get you a lift home.
Makes a traffic stop on a lonely stretch of highway.
So he was being pulled over for a speeding violation for 78
Yeah.
miles per hour zone.
But this speedy
Yeah.
driver is even quicker to get out of his car.
Okay.
Threw up a red flag with him.
Love you too.
The officer's next warning is the man's attitude.
He's being very difficult just by his aggression. The situation was escalating.
It doesn't take long until the situation explodes.
Everything happened so fast. By the time I grabbed him, he had already pushed me and swung at me.
Brokaw fights his way free and pulls his gun. But this guy's not intimidated.
He kept yelling at me. He starts to approach me while my gun's still drawn. In my mind, I'm thinking, here I go. I'm gonna shoot this guy. If he comes charging at me, I'm gonna shoot him.
Brokoff decides on a different approach. Pepper spray. The man quickly retreats, locking
You
himself
okay?
inside the car.
Oh.
Brokoff shatters the window and empties his can of spray as backup arrives.
He was reaching for the center console and the glove box. I thought for sure the subject had a gun.
While one officer trains his weapon on the man, the others open the passenger side. They're soon in hand-to-hand combat.
He came charging out the passenger door at me to kind of stop him. I slammed the door on him, and it worked.
The unruly suspect is finally taken into custody. With officers still unsure why he became so combative. A search of his car reveals one clue. A half-empty can of beer. The man came dangerously close to losing his life over an open container. Officer Brokoff is just relieved it didn't come to a tragic end.
Yeah, it was a scary feeling. Scary feeling. You hear about it all the time, officer shootings, and I thought this was going to be mine.
Bangkok, Thailand. The lady in the tank top is shopping for a gold bracelet. At least that's what the clerk's two sisters are led to believe. The shopper reaches in her purse for a wallet, when suddenly she pulls an 8-inch carving knife, savagely slashing at the older sister's neck.
Oh my goodness, what?
Frantically try to wrestle the blade away. One grabs the robber's hand, while the other claws at her fingers.
Oh no.
Finally, the knife drops to the ground. The older sister picks it up and slices wildly at the thief. Wounded, the crook breaks away and bolts out the door, with the fearless sisters giving chase. The bloodthirsty jewel thief is captured moments later. She's taken to a local hospital and cuffed to the bed, just in case. Miraculously, both sisters survived the vicious attack without serious injury. If it wasn't for their quick and courageous action, this heist could have cost them their lives. Auckland, New Zealand. A man enters a mini mart carrying a large duffel. The clerk finishes helping a customer. The man waits until the store is empty. Then, he puts on a ski mask and pulls out a gun. But the clerk's husband is watching from the back room, and he's ready to battle, even if it's broom against bullets. He loses his broom, but distracts the gunman just long enough. The owner's wife grabs a cricket bat and takes a strike. The fight spills toward the door. The owner rushes back into the fray. Even the couple's 3 boys help chase the robber down the street, with nothing but the duffel on his back. Strangely enough, the thief would go on to rob a different store the very same night. But he hasn't come back to this family's mini mart ever again. Coming up, when a jewelry heist goes bad, the crooks go down. And a stick-up man threatens a cashier, but her boss knocks him out cold. That's next on Post-Chuck Criminal Behavior.
Remember your dreams, your future, your education? Has private student loan debt destroyed those dreams? It doesn't have to. Y-Refi refinances distressed or defaulted private student loans that others won't touch. They can save you thousands of dollars, get you a custom payment that you can afford, and they don't care what your credit score is. Don't let private student loan debt ruin your life. Call Y-Refi today.
Surin, Thailand. A man in a jewelry store shops for expensive gold rings. But when the haggling doesn't work, negotiations turn deadly. With no warning, the customer pulls a pistol and aims it at the owner's face. But he makes a fatal mistake. The owner sees that the gun isn't cocked, giving him time to gain the upper hand. Incredibly, the owner avoids getting shot. But the crook is hit at point-blank range. A skittering cartridge marks the end of this brutal battle. Police arrive to find the suspect mortally wounded. They also discover an astonishing twist to this story. It turns out this robber is a former provincial boxing champion of Thailand, well known and well liked. Unfortunately, this last bout left him down for the count. St. Paul, Minnesota. Amar Abosad is working the night shift when he spots two regular customers. Suddenly, they hop the counter. He's savagely attacked with a knife. 4 gashes to the gut in less than 5 seconds.
Hi. Thank you. Welcome in. Thank you for watching.
Amar is struck 3 more times with the blade. Amazingly, he keeps striking. The homicidal hood brutally slashes him again. The robbers finally wrestle $900 from his pocket. Even with 8 stab wounds, Amar chases the bandits with a baseball bat. Miraculously, he survives. The vicious assault takes only 40 seconds. With the help of this video, Amar sends his crooked customers behind bars for several years. Grand Rapids, Michigan. A busy day at a grocery store. Suddenly, an armed man confronts a cashier and demands money. Customers are stunned. But a nearby clerk knows exactly what to do. she presses a silent alarm, alerting the owner, Miguel Perez.
There were several people on the line. The 3 lines were busy with other cashiers. They seen that this guy was taking some money. They pushed the panic button.
The terrified cashier frantically empties her cash drawer. The thief never sees Miguel sprinting to the rescue until the equalizer is, of all things, a carpenter's level. Watch again. The robber wears a hooded sweatshirt to shield his identity. But it also blocks his view of Miguel, who lands a pulverizing blow.
Yeah, I was trying to protect my business or protect the girl, the cashier.
Miguel's stunning shot knocks the man unconscious. Within minutes, police and paramedics arrive. The armed robber is carried out on a stretcher. The cashier is uninjured. Miguel's bold move may have saved her life.
People say you're a hero, but I don't feel like a hero.
After what they experienced in the robbery,
Hi, welcome
the clerks
in.
at Miguel's store would disagree. Next, a Star Wars bandit with a 2x4 is no match for a Jedi Knight manager and his mob. When most shocking, criminal behavior returns.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring so you don't have to. So no more nudging your partner or sleeping on the other side of the house, because the Tempur Ergo Smart Base actually detects snoring, then automatically adjusts to help reduce it for the deep, undisturbed rest you deserve. During our President's Day sale, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets. Shop now at TempurPedic.com.
Dedication isn't born in the light of day. It's carved in the quiet hours before the world blinks awake. At Boar's Head, we rise with a mission to deliver craftsmanship worthy of your table. A slice of something special, folded into every moment worth savoring. A promise kept with every new day. Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905. Jonesboro, Arkansas. A cloaked intruder enters a convenience store. It's not Halloween, and there's no Star Wars convention in town. The man's here to commit a robbery. He is confronted by the night clerk, Lucas Jenkins.
I was getting ready to mop the floor when I thought I heard a customer enter through the front. So I walked around the front with my mop in hand.
Lucas is not intimidated by the robber or his weapon.
Is that the door?
He's not going to rob my store while I'm on duty, especially with just a stick. The guy was about my height, so I figured I could take him.
The thief tries to break his will.
He asked me how to get it open, and he told me to open it.
It sounded like it, didn't it? Like somebody was in?
So now, the cook wants
You weren't paying attention? Okay. I heard something. I'm like, what the heck? Must have been the wind.